You know, I spend a lot of these videos talking about all the presidential candidates that are incompetent and definitely shouldn't be president, but that is so negative. So today I'm going to shift gears and talk about the man that everybody is talking about, the man, the legend, the Rhode Island governor who just tragically removed himself from the presidential race, Lincoln Chafee. This is why Lincoln Chafee should have been president. Howdy gang, Lincoln Chafee was simply an amazing candidate. He was incredibly presidential. I mean, he's got the word Lincoln right there in his name. The only names I can think of that are more presidential than that are Kennedy apple pie and Roosevelt enhanced interrogation techniques. Secondly, he's been a mayor, a senator, and a governor, which means that if he gets 2 more elected positions, he gets a free sandwich. Finally, he represents the great state of Rhode Island, which is a microcosm, nay, a microcosm of the United States. Let's take a moment to reflect on everything that Rhode Island has contributed to this country. Okay, now, don't take my word for it. Let's let Lincoln Chafee himself talk about why he would have been such an awesome president.
I'm very proud that over my almost 30 years of public service, I have had no scandals.
Unlike some other people on this stage, but that's none of my business.
I have high ethical standards.
My favorite part about President Chafee, Governor Chafee, although easy mistake though, right? My favorite part about Mr. Lincoln is the way that he intently smiles the camera after answering questions. Ugh, so good. Anyway, after Lincoln Chafee established his dominance at the beginning of the debate, he maintained that momentum through every single question.
Chafee, you've attacked Secretary Clinton for being too close to Wall Street banks. In 1999, you voted for the very bill that made banks bigger.
The Glass-Steagall was my very first vote. I just arrived. My dad had died in office. I was appointed to the office. It was my very first vote.
Are you saying you didn't know what you were voting for?
I just arrived at the Senate. I think we get some takeovers, and that was one. It was my very first vote.
Come on, Coop. We've all had those first day jitters. I mean, who hasn't been nervous on day one and unwittingly voted for legislation that severely deregulated the financial industry? Happens to the best of us. That's why when Lincoln Chafee was elected president, the American people would have had to give him a freebie month. Financial crisis? I haven't even unpacked my stuff. Catastrophic terrorist attack? Maybe let me learn the bathroom code first. How can I be expected to make all these big decisions so early? It's supposed to be syllabus week! Already a force to be reckoned with, Chafee made one last move to clinch the Democratic nomination, taking down his equally matched arch nemesis, Hillary Clinton.
Governor Chafee, for the record, on the campaign trail, you've said a different thing. You said this is a huge issue. Standing here in front of Secretary Clinton, are you willing to say that to her face?
Absolutely. We have to repair American credibility. I think we need someone that has the best in ethical standards as our next president. That's how I feel.
Ooh, another slam dunk by the Chafe. I'd like to see Hillary Benghazi her way out of this one.
Secretary Clinton, do you want to respond?
No.
Governor.
Okay, that was actually pretty funny. But Chafee is not known for giving up. In fact, he's not known for anything. And he doesn't cater to the special interests because he doesn't cater to anyone's interests. That's just not how he rolls. How he rolls is personally driving his own sedan to all of his campaign events because he couldn't afford better transportation. But all of that was about to change after he nailed this debate. Let's see the post-debate Chafee debrief.
Here's how 2 major newspapers reviewed your performance last night. The Washington Post titled their article, "How to Disappear Completely" by Lincoln Chafee. The Boston Globe called it Lincoln Chafee's no good, very bad night. Here's what worries me, Governor, that because of your distinguished career, you're going to wind up looking silly if you keep going on like this. At what point will you decide, you know what, there are other things for me to do instead of a futile effort to try to get the Democratic presidential nomination?
Damn, Wolf Blitzer, why are you so mad? I have never seen a presidential candidate get straight up bullied on national television before. Just let him try to be president. He's not hurting anybody. I think Wolf Blitzer should walk a mile in Lincoln Chafee's shoes. Except that Lincoln Chafee's the only presidential candidate looking to switch the U.S. to the metric system, so maybe he should try walking 1.60934 kilometers in Lincoln Chafee's shoes. But now we'll never get to know what a Lincoln Chafee presidency would have been like because Wolf Blitzer took him out. That's right. Wolf Blitzer single-handedly ended the chances of a presidential candidate, which, technically, makes him a terrorist. I'm just being objective here. And that would explain his angry expression and ridiculous facial hair. And that is why Lincoln Chafee should have been president. Hey, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Chandler Dean videos, where I profile a new candidate every weekend or whenever they decide to bounce. Or, also, you can follow me on the Twitters, the Facebooks, and the Instagrams at Chandler J. Dean. Thanks for watching.